I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little sad that you didn't make it very far.
I know. Me too. We share the same sentiment.
All right. Well, I need to know though, watching it back, how are you feeling? Because the big thing is like they got you on your slip up of you saying I killed Ian, which obviously you did not kill him because you weren't a traitor. So with you watching that back, were you kind of shocked that you did say that?
No, I wasn't shocked. I said at the round table that I was strategizing out loud and I was speaking in the mindset of a traitor. So the part of my sentence you didn't hear, I started it out by saying, "Okay guys, we need to figure this out. Let's think like traitors." So if I'm a traitor and I killed Ian, so the only part you saw was me say if I killed Ian or I killed Ian. So they knew what everyone in the room knew exactly what I was doing because the end of that sentence was because Ian won Big Brother, he's very strategic himself, he's very likable. So I kind of went into his attributes of why he would have been a threat. So basically, the comedian he used that and twisted it and to be
Mm.
able to come up with these clues, and these contexts and like these, hard hitting reasons, which didn't make any sense. And it also was crazy to me that at the round table, Michael actually said, I killed Ian, and it was in context. He said, I killed Ian. He wasn't strategizing, he wasn't thinking as a traitor. He said it flat out, and he didn't get voted out for it. So it definitely felt like a witch hunt. It definitely felt like they wanted to get rid of a big threat, a strong player, and they accomplished that.
Mm. If you could do anything over, what would you do?
Honestly, I love the way I was playing the game. I came in to play it aggressive. I came in to go hard for whichever side. If I was a traitor
Yeah.
or being a faithful, but if I was a faithful, I was going to be the best faithful you had ever seen. I was going to fight. I did not want to be like a little lamb and let them hunt us out. I honestly wanted to be I wanted us to be the first table to get a traitor out. And that is why I named who I felt was a traitor to get them out in the first round table. We would have broken history if they would have listened to me,
I
honestly.
know, because then
So
what
I
was your
basically had figured out the game and was punished for figuring it out too soon.
right? Because then what was your reaction when they did call out Donna just one episode later, one day later?
Okay, so I wasn't sure if y'all saw that because I fell asleep. So I
Yeah,
didn't get to
no,
see.
no, we got the first three episodes. We got the first three
So did
episodes.
y'all already saw
We
what
saw
happened
that,
to
yes.
Rinna?
So she was the secret traitor, and then they got her out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I have been saying that the entire time from my very first interview when I met her. Matter of fact, as soon as she turned around from Alan showing her her card, I said she's a traitor, and I told everyone that. So when we were going into the round table, I told all the faithfuls that I was talking to, I think we need to go after Donna. So that's why a lot of people did go after her because I was like letting them know, I'm telling y'all, she doesn't talk strategy. She won't name anybody. She's being very, very quiet. Of course, she feels like she's not a suspect because she's a sweet grandmother,
Right.
but it's Miss Donna. So, like I said, I'm leaving with my head held high, even though I still feel it was too soon. I just have to say they wanted to get one of the best players out quick.
Okay, so maybe we have a Dorinda moment though, and you come back.
It's possible. I'm open to it. Because there are some changes that I would make to go back to your original question.
Right.
I would definitely come a little bit more cutthroat. I'm a super sweetie. At the time, I was going through finishing up my divorce. I didn't want any negativity around me. So when I came in, although I was supposed to be, cutthroat, I thought I was going to be a traitor, I was going to be a killer. I ended up being a faithful. So I let my guard down a bit. And so I think that that's kind of what made me trust Candace and made me trust Michael and made me trust who I thought I was talking to a little bit too much.
Well, we got to talk about Candace because turns out she was a traitor. How shocked were you when you found out that not only Candace, but also Lisa Rinna was a traitor?
So I felt at the round table, as soon as I walked into the kitchen to confront Candace with Michael to
Michael.
find out if he said, hunt down the housewives at the gravesite, when she lied, I knew she was a traitor. The only reason that I did not bring up Candace's name and go at her as a traitor is because she's a fellow housewife. And through my experience in watching the different seasons, you stick together. And even if you have an inkling that she could be one, give her the benefit of the doubt. I wouldn't have voted for her. I would have done just a regular vote of someone else or Miss Donna. I would not have said her until I knew for sure, because housewives have a sisterhood and we're supposed to stick together.
So then what was your reaction when Lisa voted you out?
Well, when Lisa voted me out, I was like, okay, so you're who everybody says you are. Because honestly, the vote that Lisa made for me, it didn't have to happen at all. Again, as a fellow housewife, she could have stuck to the sisterhood. Number one, even if I was the secret traitor, she still didn't have to vote me out because I was no threat to her. It was all for her benefit of self. And when you come into this game, housewives, gamers, they all separately stick together with who they come with, because at the end of the day, everybody's going to need a brother at some point through the game. So I just knew that at that point she would sell, a puppy up the river, so I was like, okay, whatever, Lisa.
Because was your plan, like if you did stay, was your plan to align with Housewives, or was there anyone that you were looking at going like, oh, I need to align with them?
I knew, and what's so crazy about it, I knew who the traitors were. So another part that they brought to the round table was they said that I said there were 4. Well, I think that is very intelligent of me to go ahead and figure that out. Number one, they had already chosen one before we even started the game. And of course, we knew at that table by reasoning, looking at everyone, he had picked 3. And in every other season, there's either 3 or 4. So, and of course, I didn't have inside information because I wasn't a traitor. I had just figured it out, and I was trying to look for like-minded people. So with Tiffany, I knew that she was like-minded. I knew that a couple other people were understood, like Caroline. I saw people I was going to be able to trust. And I'm glad to know that the people I thought I could trust weren't traitors.
Right. What was your thoughts on Michael's wild outburst? 'Cause he had a lot, but then he would always be like, but I love the Housewives. So like, what was your thoughts on that?
Well, I thank God for editing. Thank God for editing. Because if they showed how he really showed his dirty underwear at that table, then I think people would vote him out. The people, like the audience, would have wanted him out. He acted a crazy person at that table. He went through highs and lows, tears and cries. Porsha, I love you so much. I have watched you from the beginning. I'm your biggest fan too, but I think you're a traitor. I don't know what to do. It was so dramatic. And then that moment where he said, I killed Ian, it was like, mic drop. What are we doing here? Why are we hunting me down when this man is dead right here? But he fought so hard that at some point it made me numb. And that's why I was just like, you know what? Maybe my time is up. I'll just sit here and let you guys see what you're doing. And then maybe I'll just bow out, and you know what? You guys can play the game better in the next round. And that's why when I got up, I said like, hey, you're getting rid of your first faithful. You could have gotten rid of a traitor if you would have listened to me.
One last question though, because I know we have to wrap. Who do you think will make it to the end? If you could place any bets, who do you think it would be?
Oh, okay. Who do I think would make it to the, I think I have a lot of faith in Johnny. Johnny has a way, even if he's a traitor, he just seems so fair. He seems so honest. He's not pressed. He's just who he is. And when you're talking to him, it doesn't feel like anything is hidden. The other person who is actually the opposite, everything is hidden, you wouldn't trust him at all, would be Rob. From Love Island, the snake charmer. He's something about him. I don't know. I could not get a read. And I think maybe that's another possible mistake and reason why he voted for me, because I just kept telling everybody, how does one day he's completely silent, he has nothing to say, and now all of a sudden he's speaking to everybody? Like before he found out he was a traitor, he was so quiet. He was mute. You would ask him a question, he would just give you one word. After he found out he's a traitor, he was so jovial, like, oh yeah, something. I'm like, that's a big change. So again, like he said, he's hard to read with women he dated, and he's hard to read on that show. So Yeah, he may last.
Oh my gosh. Well, I have to wrap this interview, but Porsha, I wish you were on longer and I want you to come back and do it again because clearly you could have gone all the way.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And maybe so. We'll see.